some pizza that I got from Domino's. It has some pepperoni, or Brooklyn pepperoni, so it's a little bit spicier. Some green olives, green peppers, hamburger, and mushrooms. And I got it in the super thin crust, so it's like the really, really thin, almost crispy crust. And a bottle of Fanta, orange pop. And some of you might be able to guess that this video is going to be about kind of sim racing, or in this case, well, iRacing as well, but my sim racing channel and career and that kind of stuff, as requested by one of my lovely subscribers. So yeah, I guess we can kind of just get started. So I guess I can talk a little bit about why I got into sim racing. I mentioned it in one of my other videos when I talked about kind of my journey on YouTube and how I started off doing sim racing videos and that. And it was really, a lot of it was after I had really gotten into Formula One. And so I really kind of wanted to try and after I found out about Formula One, and I'd watched it for a bit, I had one of my friends and I both bought the Logitech like racing wheel and pedals. And we kind of raced for a little bit on the Formula One game. Then I found iRacing and Assetto Corsa and those kind of simulators. So I thought, why not? Couldn't hurt to try getting into it. I learned a lot right away about racing, but at the same time about how fun it is for sim racers. I don't know if you guys could hear that. Some of the crunch from the crust. It's pretty good for being Domino's. But yeah, I only started racing a couple years ago, and I really fell in love with it pretty much right from the get-go. It was super fun. It was different. And it's a pretty surprisingly large community. Now, depending on what sim you use, if it's iRacing or Formula One or Assetto Corsa, the community changes a bit, but everyone's kind of in the same idea. Everyone's there to race, just have fun. Some are obviously better than others. There's different skill levels. And depending on your skill level, excuse me, you might have an opportunity to move up and race at higher levels and stuff like that. I started out racing in some of the oval circuits in iRacing. I pretty much just stuck to iRacing. Most of my sim racing is done on iRacing. So I did ovals to start in just like the stock cars, like the street cars. Or street stock, I think they have it named in the game. And I also race a lot of open wheel. I race some Formula V is what you start out in. So it's like a really it's like a lot slower open wheel kind of Formula car. They look like they're out of like, I don't know, like the 60s. Or earlier maybe. They only go about 100 miles an hour. And those are pretty fun. And then as I progressed, I started racing things that are a little bit faster and harder to master. Like some of the Xfinity NASCAR and like the NASCAR Cup Series cars. And some more introduction to like IndyCar. That kind of deal. I'm way better when it comes to open wheel, or sometimes like GT3 or GT4. So like kind of like road cars, like Toyota, like the GR86, or like some of the Volkswagen Jettas and Cadillacs and that kind of stuff. Mercedes-Benz, McLaren, more road cars. I still race those quite a bit too. But over the last couple of years, I've really gotten a lot better. Like my license, for those of you who know how the iRacing like license class kind of deal goes, my license is now like in the C class for both oval and road. And it's pretty cool because you get to do a lot more now. There's a lot more open to you. As you can see, you'll see through this video, as you listen to me kind of ramble on, this is kind of what I would do when I would edit my videos. So I would take the replay from the race, and then I would basically go back through the entire replay of the race, right from basically sometimes practice or qualifying, and I would watch the whole thing, and then I would essentially cut different camera angles, because what I would do is try to make it look like a broadcast. So like if I was racing NASCAR, I would try to make it seem like the NASCAR Speed Network like broadcast and that kind of stuff. Or even like for the open wheel, I'll try to do it a little bit like something you would see the race on TV, that kind of stuff, just to make it a little more interesting. Like the camera angle that I kind of got there, it's like that TV angle, and then like I'll switch it to if like the helicopter was flying over and filming the race that way. That's why everything took so long to upload. Like it would take sometimes up to 2.5, 3 hours if it was a really long race or a very like interesting race. If I had to cut a lot of stuff out and do a lot of editing and that kind of deal. But it was fun. It was fun for me. I haven't uploaded in a long time. I just haven't had the time to really put the time and effort into the uploading, especially with work and just with life in general. Let's grab another piece of pizza here. Something with a nice piece of crispy crust. But yeah, sim racing has been a really big thing for me. I still race occasionally. But one of the biggest challenges was literally the editing. Trying to find the time to do that, especially when you're working like a full-time. For me, it's like 7:30, 7:45 to 5 every day. It can be kind of difficult. Especially when the races can last a while, and then you have to record it, and then I have to watch the whole replay, then I have to cut everything, then I have to go in and actually edit it using the editing software. I use DaVinci Resolve 18. it's fairly user-friendly for me, and it's what I've used to edit all my YouTube videos. Makes it really easy to like cut and edit your videos, but at the same time to do like voiceovers. Makes it pretty easy to use. But yeah, I still, like I said, I still race occasionally here. The last time I actually sat down behind my wheel was probably a week or two ago. And I just put in a lot of practice laps just to get used to kind of getting behind the wheel again and feeling out the pedals and that. Especially with some of the cars that I'm using now, like I'm starting to use like the LMP2s and some of the higher level vehicles. I don't know, with this Fanta I do have a lid, so I can kind of do some of those if you want me to. I won't do a lot of them. But for me, especially during like the lockdown and all that, racing was a big outlet for me, because when you couldn't work and well, for part of the lockdown I guess, because I've only been racing a couple years, but whenever everything was still in limbo and things weren't entirely normal, it really gave me just a way to kind of cope and just still have a bunch of fun. Excuse me. And I think it was for a lot of people too. When I had started my YouTube channel, Savvy Simracing, that channel still exists, by the way. I'll link it in the description here. That way, if any of you guys actually want to go just watch any of those videos, or I do have a couple live streams up for some of my league races I was in. If you guys want to go watch those, feel free to head over. You can check those out. But yeah, that channel, Savvy Simracing, I was really hoping that it would get a little bit more traction than it did. I do have quite a few subscribers over there, more than this channel. But Simracing has such a small audience on YouTube, and kind of a niche thing. You've really got to put a lot of time into it. And because I wanted to take kind of a unique approach to it, doing like the broadcast kind of idea, it took, I think, too much time, and it wasn't really as successful as I hoped. And I wasn't able to make it successful because I didn't have the dedication to do it. But sim racers on YouTube like Jimmy Broadbent and Super GT and Benjamin Daly, like Team at Marduk, or Team at Marduk. Sorry, I'm not great at pronouncing some channel names. But like those guys, that's what they do, so they have the time. Well, and guys like race too. Like, they're not just always sim racing, they race in real life too, so. And they have the following and that kind of thing. But I think because I did the broadcast idea, because it took so much editing to do, whenever you see those guys, they just kind of record the race, or they'll have videos like sim racing stewards, or just kind of really cool videos that they actually get behind a camera and do. I don't really have a camera to do that. Maybe in the future, if the channel does take off, like if I can get to have a YouTube like partnership membership thing, wherever, when I can start actually like maybe putting out things like how do I want to say, like to join the channel kind of deal, and support the channel in a little bit more of a monetary fashion or things like that. I might be able to afford a decent camera, and I might be able to start upping my ASMR game a little bit, and start making some different kinds of videos with my face actually on camera. And if I have a better spot to record, because I am in the basement of the house that I live in with my roommate, and it's kind of dark and I don't have great lighting down here, and not a lot of room to really be on camera. So if I can find a better, or I guess not find a better, but if I can make something work a little bit better where I can actually be on camera, I might do that. But for now, I'll stick to videos like this, more like rambles, and I still am going to be posting those Red Dead Redemption videos where it's a lot of the ambient nature sounds and all that. Expect one of walking around Saint Denis, or riding a horse around Saint Denis very shortly, because that one should be good, especially on the stone streets. And I'm going to start doing some gaming news videos. I had mentioned that before as well. On games kind of like Ready or Not, or games like that, or games that I do play a lot of, that I have followed development and updates in that. I'll be doing videos like that, similar to some of the other ones where I just kind of talk over some gameplay. But that's going to do it for today. Pizza was really good, and I hope you guys kind of enjoyed my little story and spiel and ramble on my sim racing career so far. If you guys did enjoy the video, as always, please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting on the video. It helps the channel a lot, and help the algorithm pick up my channel and promote my videos more for everyone. Hopefully get some new subscribers on and get some ASMR out to some new people. Otherwise, thanks again for tuning in. We'll see you in the next video. And as always,